part of the Star Wars fanbase think that The Last Jedi might be a copy of The Empire Strikes Back. One of the many criticisms of The Force Awakens was that it was too much like A New Hope. Although I do think that it does have a few similarities, I do not think it's a beat-for-beat copy. This is a topic for another time, and I might get into it in another video. Now, will The Last Jedi be a copy of Empire Strikes Back? I personally do not think so. Now you may ask me, why do I think The Last Jedi would be different if The Force Awakens was very similar to A New Hope? Disney paid $4.5 billion for Lucasfilm, and they obviously want to make money on it. They knew that people were disappointed with the prequels, and the many criticisms that they received. Think of it what you will, but they wanted to play it safe with The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens was basically a wake-up call to all the fans, saying, we know you hated the prequels. This is a new trilogy, not the prequels. We know what you're doing, and we're giving you what you want. Now that they have their feet wet, and they've opened the door to make risks, they have the opportunity to make a new story, an original story, that does not take too much from the old movies. They know far too well that people will criticize, overanalyze, and nitpick their movies, just like they did with The Force Awakens. So they want to do everything in their power to make the fans happy. Disney and the producers of the movie have noticed the criticisms, and on several places on the internet have acknowledged them. For example, here's a tweet that someone sent to Rian Johnson. They're clearly copying Empire. Nothing new here. Rian Johnson responded, Greg is right actually. I spent the last 3 years just copying Empire. It clearly shows that Rian Johnson is being sarcastic here, but he's still dismissing the criticism and saying that he's been working on the movie for 3 years. He's doing something original. That's how I see it, at least. I also don't think Disney is pressuring Rian Johnson to do what they want. Rian Johnson has tweeted saying that he has creative control over The Last Jedi. Here's the tweet. I have as much creative control for The Last Jedi as I've had in any of my own movies. Watch the two following clips of different actors talking about how surprising the movie is and how it's going to be unexpected.
Sometimes it can be surprising, and in this script it was very surprising how they decided to use him. Already you've seen, I only know one truth, it's time for the Jedi to end. Would anyone expect that from Luke? And it's filled with that kind of thing. Rian Johnson is just such a gifted filmmaker and storyteller, but it took me a long time because it's radical, and it's a much different film than Force Awakens. But I think that's indicative of how surprising this film will be to people, because I thought, really? Luke was always so optimistic and represented that side of us, that never give up hope. And to see him say that, it was as shocking to me as I'm sure it will be to the fans.
Now you might say to me, they're just trying to trick us. These actors are getting paid to say this because they want us to go watch the movie. They don't care if we like the movie or not. They just want us to buy the ticket, sit in the theater, and watch it. After that, it doesn't really matter to them. Yes, part of that is true. The point of making movies is to make money. And obviously, they want to make money with The Last Jedi. But think about this. If people go watch the movie on opening night, and it's bad, it's a copy of Empire Strikes Back, complete ripoff, these people are going to spread the word. And other people aren't going to watch the movie, because they're not going to go watch a bad movie, right? So in the end, they're going to make less money than they would have if it was a good movie. I think Disney wants to make as much money as possible, so they're going to try and appeal to the fans as much as they can. Now, of course, The Last Jedi will pay homage to other Star Wars movies, just like The Force Awakens did. But in a way, The Last Jedi does have to be a little bit like Empire. Here are a few ways that I think The Last Jedi will be like Empire. Number 1. Luke will be training Rey in some way. In Empire, Yoda trained Luke. Luke will have to be training Rey in some way or form. Maybe they'll go Grey Jedi? I don't know. But we see in the trailer some form of training between Luke and Rey. In that way, it will be a little bit similar to Empire. The wiser and older Jedi has to train the new hero that is learning about the Force, right? What other way could the story go? Number 2, the Resistance might lose. Usually the middle of a story is where the heroes are at their worst, where they have most of their difficulties. That's storytelling. The heroes will most likely have a bad time in The Last Jedi, just like they did in Empire. The Empire heavily attacked the rebellion in Episode 5. Luke lost to Vader, and the movie ended on a cliffhanger, with the rebellion in a bad place. The Last Jedi does not have to play exactly like this, but I do think that the heroes and the Resistance will have some sort of difficulty. It doesn't have to end in a cliffhanger, although I would like that it does, because that would be interesting. I do think that Rey will have some sort of difficulty, maybe with the training, maybe with understanding the Force. But I don't think that this will be exactly copying Empire. I mean, where else could we go with the story at this point? But these 2 points are similarities in the narrative. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a copy of Empire Strikes Back. Just 2 similarities. Difficulty of the heroes and training of a younger student. I found it interesting that after the release of the trailer, people started jumping the gun and saying that it's obviously going to be a copy, taking hints from the trailer and various leaks as proof. One of the arguments that I saw is that they're copying the Battle of Hoth. This is due to a clip in the trailer, which I'm going to play right now. It's Resistance fighters attacking AT-ATs. So they're saying instead of being a snow planet, it's a sand planet. And they're attacking AT-ATs, so it's a copy of the Battle of Hoth. I really don't see what the point is in this argument. It's like 2 seconds in the trailer. No, I just can't. I don't understand this at all. You can say what you want about my opinion here, that I can't see it, that I'm blind. I just can't see it. I just can't see it at all. It's just a freaking battle between AT-ATs. We can't have battles between AT-ATs anymore? Really? Another argument that I saw, this is based on a leak, by the way, the leak of the Canto Bight city. Let's just look at the comment that this guy put on YouTube. I highlighted the important parts. Cloud City is for rich a-holes. Canto Bight is for rich a-holes. Lando is scum with a change of heart. DJ is. Okay. Like I said, Canto Bight is a leak, and it has not been confirmed yet. You're just jumping to conclusions. Another thing, DJ, it's a confirmed name, or code name, that his name is DJ. This is Benicio del Toro's character, that, by the way, we know nothing about. And you're also jumping to conclusions that he is a copy of Lando Calrissian. It just simply baffles me that people are criticizing the movie without even seeing it. They're basing their criticisms on trailers and leaks. I think they're just being overly negative. I think that the mere existence of the movie offends them. And if a mere existence of a movie offends you, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, really. You don't need to watch the movie. You don't need to watch the trailer. You don't need to read news about the movie. If it's going to offend you, and you're afraid it's going to suck, don't watch it. Simple as that. In the end, this movie has Star Wars in the name. Many people are going to watch it. Many people are going to criticize it. People are going to overanalyze it. There are going to be flaws. And no matter what, somebody's going to hate it. Just like every single movie out there. Especially Star Wars. We'll just have to wait till December to see the movie. Anybody got a time machine?